Well, welcome back to our list of the top 20 barnstormers of all time as voted on by the fans and our expert panel. And joining me today is first baseman and outfielder Casey Hobson. And Casey, the name Hobson certainly was synonymous with the barnstormers throughout the last decade, and you were a big part of that and had some big years in Lancaster.
Yeah, it's a great place to play, and I'm honored to be selected to be one of the top 20 stormers of the last decade or whatever it was. And yeah, my dad kind of started the name there, and I just kind of joined on and fit in with the community for sure.
The things didn't work out necessarily with the Toronto Blue Jays. You jumped right away when your dad asked you to come in and help out in Lancaster.
Yeah, so when I got released, I kind of do what everyone does. I was like, hey, give me a week or two and let's see if I can get another job somewhere. And no teams called, and so I called my dad. I was like, "Hey, I'll be there tomorrow if I can," and I flew up, and then the rest was history. I got to spend the half season there, started the year in 17. I got picked up again, and then came halfway, excuse me, halfway through 18, and then all of 19. So I got to spend quite a few time, quite enough time in Lancaster. So um, I love the place. I love the people. The fans are great. They never they'll even if you weren't playing well, they always picked you up, which was a nice, refreshing. I guess it was refreshing seeing fans do that for players.
Yeah, you were there for a couple pretty good years in 17 and 18. First 2 years, Ross was at the helm. Didn't get a chance to win a championship there, but obviously things have gone well. Your dad won a title there in 2014. Had some great teams there, and you got to be part of those really good teams in 17 and 18.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing in my career that I didn't get is to win a championship. I know in 17, I don't know, we had like 7 or 8 guys get picked up by organizations, which I know me and Gendel have been together for a long time, and we both went to the Giants. I think Nate Reed also went to the Giants. Cody Hall that year went to the Giants as well. So we had, if none of us got picked up, which that's what the league's for, we probably would have, Ross might have 3 championships, on his 3 rings on his fingers.
Yeah, it was. We referred to Richmond at one point as Lancaster South because it certainly seemed that way. And we do have some fairly deep ties with the Giants. Uh, do you have any particularly favorite moments or favorite games when you were with the Barnstormers?
I guess the top moment was when me and my dad got to play together. That was fun. I think he was 68 or something at the time playing third base, which was hilarious. But just the guys that we always had. I mean, we always had a good group. My dad always had good guys in the locker room. Ross kind of modeled that and always had good guys in the locker room and didn't have any really any problem guys, and we just kind of became a close knit, I guess, a family. That's how Butch and Ross had always said it, and it seems like they're still doing that today. Trayvon's still there, great guy, one of my favorite teammates that I got to play with when I was there. And yeah, the moments though, just being in the locker room, just getting to shoot the stuff with the boys and going out there and kicking people's butts every night was pretty fun.
Yeah, there were some great times back then, and your father had this philosophy, and I've always relayed this story. Something he told me on the phone leading into the season, and I'll keep it family clean here, but he said, I don't care if a guy can hit 40 homers and drive in 100 runs. If he's a fill in the blank, I don't want him on my team. And he always had that philosophy. Ross has always had that philosophy. And it plays very well, I think, especially in the Atlantic League.
Yeah, I think you see the teams that are that have a good group of guys are typically the ones that have success. The teams that I feel like have a bunch of guys on there that aren't good teammates, I guess you could say, are the ones that kind of falter or they lose some steam just because as everyone knows, baseball's a long season, and stuff happens, adversity happens, and the guys that are tight knit usually can go through it, and the ones that don't seem to fall apart sometimes. And I think that's any sport really, but particularly in baseball, because you play every day. So you can string up a lot, losses, 5, 6, 7, sometimes 10 losses in a row, and it's like, holy crap, how are we going to get out of it? And the teams that are tight knit seem to persevere through that and go on to win a championship or make the playoffs when when no one thought they could. So I think that's a big difference, is having a good group of guys in the clubhouse for sure.
Yeah, you had a chance to play with Southern Maryland the last couple of years. Your fans want to know: are you coming back this year, or are you sticking with real estate?
No, I'm done. I'm done. I made I always said when I suck, I'm gonna retire. And so last year I sucked, and now it's time to do something else. Um, but I enjoyed it, man. I had 14 years playing professionally. I've really nothing left to prove in my career, and um I'm probably gonna miss it. I haven't picked up a bat since the last game of the season. The only ball I throw now is the ball to my dog out in the backyard. So I'm just helping my brother-in-law, who I got to play with in Chicago. He's a two-way player, and this is his 5th year professionally. He's in the American Association, so I just try to help him out with, he's pitching now. So sometimes I'll stand in there and watch his pitches and just tell him what I think. And now it's just about moving on from a player and just helping the younger guys, try to achieve what they can do, and hopefully get signed or get to the big leagues, or high school kids get to college, whatever. So that's kind of my in the game right now, that's kind of my route, is just to help as many guys as I can.
Well, I'm glad to be able to have this chat. Again, congratulations that the folks in Lancaster voted you one of the top 20 barnstormers of all time. You'll find out where you fell on the list when we release it. But thanks to everything you contributed, thanks to everything your father contributed. And as you say, Ross has kind of carried on the tradition of the great clubhouses. So your father still has a lot of influence over what goes on in Lancaster.
Yeah, it's an honor, and I thank the fans. I thank you, Dave, for the 4 or 5 years I got to spend in Lancaster. I still talk to my host family, the Thorpes. Um, it's a wonderful place to be. It's a great place to play. Again, the fans, the community, you can't, you really can't beat that kind of atmosphere, especially in independent ball. Um, I think every person that goes to Lancaster is surprised of how well they're treated, and how welcome they are by everybody in the community for sure.
And I'm sure everybody wants to say hi to your dad as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I think he's going to be up there in the next couple months. I'm not sure. I don't know if you know anything about that, but I think he just
I do. I helped arrange it. Now I turned him over to Kristen. So, but
okay.
yeah, I helped make it happen. So we'll see him here in the next couple of months. And again, congratulations on a heck of a career and a great few seasons in Lancaster.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Dave. Thank you so much.
Coming up next on our countdown, the only player voted into the top 20 who spent just one season in Lancaster, but what a season it was.